Hello, my name is Leo and welcome to the reading of the Elder Scrolls. Today we're going to be reading A Dance in Fire Chapter 7, the final chapter in A Dance in Fire series by Wagon Jarth. So far in the story, our protagonist, Demetrius Scotty, who was fired from his job in the Imperial City, went to Valenwood to try to make some money, got killed, or almost killed, multiple times, and now he has found his ex-co-worker who told him to come in the first place, and they are trying to get some contracts for building some stuff from the Sylvanar, who is the leader, I guess, of Valenwood. Sure. Scene: Sylvanar, which is also a town name. Valenwood. Date: 13 Sun's Dusk, 3rd Era, 397. When does Morrowind take place? I'm gonna look that up. Okay. But continue with the reading, please. Of course. The banquet at the palace of Sylvanar was well attended by every jealous bureaucrat and trader who had attempted to contract the rebuilding of Valenwood. They looked on Demetrius Scotty, Leonides, Juris, and Baths with undisguised hatred. It made Scotty very uncomfortable, but Juris delighted in it, as the servants brought in platter after platter of roasted meats. Making me hungry. Juris poured himself a cup of Jagger and toasted the clerk. What is that with Jagger? Is Jagger even in Morrowind? It's not. I wonder if it's in any of the games. Never heard of it, but whatever. I can confess now. Wait, no, that's Juris' voice. What's Juris' voice again? I don't remember. Great. I can confess now, said Juris. I had grave doubts about inviting you to join me in this venture. All the other clerks and agents of building commissions I contracted were more outwardly aggressive, but none of them made it through. Let alone to the audience chamber of the Sylvanar. Let alone brokered the deals of their own, like you did. Come, have a cup of Jagger with me. No, thank you, said Scotty. I had too much of that drug in Faust City, and nearly got sucked dry by a giant tick because of it. I'll find something else to drink. Scotty wandered about the hall until he saw some diplomats drinking mugs of a steaming brown liquid, poured from a large silver urn. He asked them if it was tea. Tea made from leaves? Scoffed the first diplomat. Not a Valenwood. This is rot meth. Scotty poured himself a mug and took a tentative sip. It was gamey, bitter and sugared, and very salty. Wait, bitter, sugar, and salty at the same time? Jesus Christ. At first it seemed very disagreeable to his palate. But a moment later, he found he had drained the mug and was pouring another. His body tingled. All the sounds in the chamber seemed oddly disjointed, but not frighteningly so. So you're the fellow who got the Sylvanar to sign all those contracts, said the second diplomat. That must have required some deep negotiation. Not at all. Just a little basic understand of mercantile trading, grinned Scotty, pouring himself a third mug of rot meth. The Sylvanar was very eager to involve the Imperial State with the affairs of Valenwood. I was very eager to take a percentage of the commission. With all that blessed eagerness, it was merely a matter of putting quill to contract. Bless you. I'm going to drink some more. It's not rot meth, but rum and coke is pretty good. You have been an employee of His Imperial Majesty very long? Asked the first diplomat. Hang on a second. What are you looking for? I wanted to find... I don't know how difficult this will actually be to find on the wiki, but I want to find the timeline in the lore section of the wiki. So go to lore. Beep. It's a bite, or rather a bit more complicated than that in the Imperial City. Between you and me, I don't really have a job. You probably shouldn't say that. You're gonna get fucked, you know that, right? But whatever. Between you and me, I don't really have a job. I used to work for Lord Atruus and his building commission, but I got sacked. And then the contracts... Oh no. He's gonna fucking spill the beans because he's drunk. Oh, you gotta fuck everything up, Scotty! Don't do it, man! But I got sacked, and then the contracts from Lord Vench and his building commission, because I got him from this fellow, Regulus, who was a competitor, but still a very fine fellow until he was made dead by those Khajiit. Scotty drained his 5th mug. Jesus Christ, this guy's going through this shit. When I go back to the Imperial City, then the real negotiations can begin. Bless you. I can go to my old employer, and to Lord Village and say, look here, you. Which one of you wants these commissions? And they'll fall over each other to take them from me. It will be a bidding war for my percentage, the likes of which no one nowhere has never seen. Oh, shit. So you're not a representative as Imperial Manager of the Emperor? Asked the first diplomat. Oh no. Oh no, Scotty, you gotta fuck everything up! Didn't you hear what I said, you stupid? Scotty felt a surge of rage, which quickly subsided. He chuckled and poured himself a 7th mug! God damn it, the building commissions are privately owned. But they're still representatives of the Emperor. So I'm a representative of the Emperor. Or I will be. When I get these contracts in. It's very complicated. I can understand why you're not following me. Bless you. It's all like the poet said, a dance in fire. If you follow the illusion. That is to say, illusion. And your colleagues, are they representatives of the Emperor? Asked the second diplomat. Scotty burst into laughter, shaking his head. Oh no. Oh no. The diplomats paid their respects and went to talk to the minister. Scotty stumbled out of the palace and reeled through the strange organic avenues and boulevards of the city. Dude, you had one fucking job and you fucked it up! Oh man, I'm so upset now. Anyway, where were we? It took him several hours to find his way to Perinthia Hall and his room. Once there, he slept and very nearly on his bed. Sorry, I wasn't actually sleeping on his bed, is that what you're trying to say? The next morning he woke... Oh no. Oh no. The next morning he woke to Juris and Bath in his room, shaking him. He felt half asleep and unable to open his eyes fully, but otherwise fine. The conversation with the diplomats floated in his mind in a haze, like an obscure childhood memory. What in Mara's name is Rotreth? He asked quickly. Rancid. Wait, that's Beth. Oh, rancid. Strongly fermented meat juices with lots of spices to kill the poisons, smiled Beth. I should have warned you to stay with Jagger. Oh God, it's worse than Jagger! You must understand the meat mandate by now. The meat mandate? What the fuck is that? Laughed Juris. These Bossima would rather eat each other than touch the fruit of the vine or the field. What did I say? Oh God, what did I say to those diplomats? Cried Scotty, panicking. Nothing bad, apparently, said Juris, pulling out some papers. Your escorts are downstairs to bring you to the Imperial Province. Here are your papers of safe passage. Oh, thank God. The Sylvanar seem very impatient about business proceedings forward rapidly. Wait, what? The Sylvanar seems very impatient about business proceeding forward rapidly. Okay. He promises to send you with some sort of rare treasure when the contracts are fulfilled. See? He's already given me something. Juris showed off his new bejeweled earring, a beautiful large faceted ruby. Bathurst showed that he had a similar one. Oh no. You know what this means? This is all a ruse. Oh no. Oh no. Bad things are gonna happen. The two fat fellows left the room so Scotty could dress and pack. A full regiment of Sylvanar's guards was on the street in front of the tavern. They surrounded a carriage crested with the official arms of Valenwood. Still dazed, Scotty climbed in, and the captain of the guard gave the signal. They began a quick gallop. Scotty shook himself, and then peered behind. Bath and Juris were waving him goodbye. Oh no! Are Juris and Bathurst gonna fuck me over? Hold on. Wait! Scotty cried. Aren't you coming back to the Imperial Province too? The Sylvanar asked us to stay behind as Imperial representatives, yelled Leonidas Juris, in case there's a need for more contracts and negotiations. He's appointed us as undrape, some sort of special honor for foreigners of court. Don't worry, lots of banquets to attend. You can handle the negotiations with Vash and Naturius yourself, and we'll keep things settled here. Juris continued to yell advice about business, but his voice became indistinct with distance. My bad, that's fine. Soon it disappeared altogether as the convoy rounded the streets of Sylvanar. The jungle loomed suddenly, and then they were in it. Scotty had only gone through by foot, or along the rivers by slow-moving boats. Now it flashed all around him in profusions of greens. The horses seemed ever faster, so even faster moving through underbush than on smooth parts of the city. None of the weird sounds or dank smells of the jungle penetrated the escort. It felt to Scotty as if he were watching a play about the jungle, with a background of a quickly moving scrim, which offered only the merriest suggestion of the place. So it went for 2 weeks. 2 weeks? Jesus. There was... Okay, well, he's not dead yet, so that's a good sign. I thought they were going to kill him like the night after he slept. So it went for 2 weeks. There was lots of food and water in the carriage with the clerk, so he merely ate and slept as the caravan pressed on endlessly. From time to time, he'd hear the sound of blades clashing, but when he looked around, whatever had attacked the caravan had long since been left behind. At last they reached the border, where an imperial garrison was stationed. Scotty presented the soldiers who met the carriage with the papers. They asked him a barrage of questions that he answered syllable. You can do this. I can do this. Monosyllabarically. That's incorrect, but that's fine. And then let him pass. It took several more days to arrive at the gates of the imperial city. The horses that had flown so fast through the jungle now slowed down in the unfamiliar territory of wooded Clovian estates. By contrast, the cries of his province's birds and smells of his province's plant life brought Democus Scotty alive. It was as if he had been dreaming all the past months. At the gates of the city, Scotty's carriage door was opened for him, and he stepped out on uncertain legs. Before he had a moment to say something to the escort, they vanished, galloping back south through the forest. Okay. The first thing he did now that he was home was go to the closest tavern and have tea and fruit and bread. If he never ate meat again, he told himself, that would suit him very nicely. Fuck you, Democus. Scotty's meat's the best. I'm literally gonna eat steak tonight. And in Japan, that's a rare thing, because it's real expensive usually. Negotiations with Lord Atruris and Lord Vetch proceeded immediately thereafter. It was most agreeable. Both commissions recognized how lucrative the building of Valenwood would be for their agency. Lord Vetch claimed, quite justifiably, that as the contracts had been written on forms notarized by his commission, he had the legal right to them. Lord Atreus claimed that Jamaica Scotty was his agent and representative. Ha! Bullshit. And that he had never been released from employment. That's horseshit, but whatever. The Empire was called to arbitrate, but he claimed to be unavailable. Convenient. His advisor... Oh my god! That's when this is set! Keep reading. His advisor, the Imperial Battle Mage Jagatharn, had disappeared long ago and could not be called upon for his wisdom and impartial mediation. This is set during Arena. No, this is set after Arena. Because, hang on, I'm confused. The story of Arena is Jagatharn, who's the Imperial Battle Mage, sends the Emperor to Oblivion and pretends to be the Emperor. So this might be set during Arena. That's amazing. While I've got a little bit of time, I just want to go to the history and the Third Era. Okay, Scotty lived very comfortably off the bribes from Lord Atruis and Lord Vench. Every week a letter would arrive from Juris or Bath asking about the status of negotiations. Gradually these letters ceased coming. Okay, and more urgent ones came from the Minister of Trade and the Sylvaner himself. The War of the Blue Divide with Somerset Isle ended with the Outremer winning, oh god, several new coastal islands from the Wood Elves. Thank God Scotty's not there now. Hell yeah, that reminds me of a time when I went to fucking Europe. And I can't talk about it, but let's just say I'm glad that I'm not there anymore. Even though I'm recording this in the middle of the, who knows when this is going to be released, but I'm recording this while the schools in Japan are all closed, thanks to the, I was going to say Ebola. No, the coronavirus. Hopefully by the time these videos come out, that's a thing of the past, and I don't have to worry about it. Anyway. The war with Elsewhere continued. Oh, that sucks. Ravaging the eastern borders of Valenwood. Still, Venich and Atruis fought over who would help. One fine morning in the early spring of the year Third Era 398, a courier arrived at Demoricus Scotty's door. Lord Venich has won the Valenwood Commission and requests that you and the contracts come to his hall at your earliest convenience. Has Lord Atruis decided not to challenge further? Asked Scotty. He's been unable to, having died very suddenly. From a terribly unfortunate accident. Yeah, accident, sure, whatever, said the courier. Scotty had wondered how long it would be before the Dark Brotherhood was brought in for final negotiations. As he walked towards Lord Vanach's building commission, oh no, he's about to die, isn't he? A long, severe piece of architecture on a minor but respectable plaza, he wondered if he had played the Game of Thrones, and as he ought to have. Could Vanach be so rapacious as to offer him a lower percentage of the commission now that his chief competitor was dead? Thankfully, he discovered, Lord Vanach had already decided to pay Scotty what he had proposed during the heat of the winter negotiations. His advisers had explained to him that other, lesser building commissions might come forward unless the matter were handled quickly and fairly. Glad we have the legal issues done with, said Lord Vanach fondly. Now, could we get to the business of helping the poor boss Mary and collecting the profits? It's a pity you weren't our representative for all the trouble with Bender Mech and the Arnesian business? Don't know what the fuck you're talking about there, but there will be plenty more wars, I'm sure of that. Scotty and Lord Vanach sent word to the Sylvaner that at last they were prepared to honour the contracts. A few weeks later, they held a banquet in honour of the profitable enterprise. Demoricus Scotty was the darling of the Imperial City. Ah, good for you, Scotty. And no expense was spared to make it an unforgettable evening. As Scotty met the nobles and wealthy merchants who would be benefiting from his business dealings, an exotic but somehow fairly familiar smell rose in the ballroom. He traced it to its source, a thick roasted slab of meat, so long and thick it covered several platters. The Cyrodiilic revellers were eating it ravenously, unable to find the words to express their delight at its taste and texture. It's nothing like I've had before. It's like pig-fed venison. Do you see that marbling of fat and meat? It's a masterpiece. Scotty went to take a slice, but then he saw something embedded deep in the dried and rendered roast. Huh? He nearly collided with his new employer, Lord Vanitch, as he stumbled back. Oh, he nearly collided, sorry. Where did this come from? Scotty stammered. From our client, the Sylvanar, beamed his lordship. It's some kind of local delicacy they call unsrepa. Huh? Scotty vomited and didn't stop for some time. He cast rather a temporary pale on the evening, but when Democus Scotty was carried off to his manor house, the guests continued to dine. Really? After a guy just vomiting on the ground? Oh, wow, my cup's empty. I'm out of rum and coke. That's fine. I'm almost finished. Keep going. The Uthrakpa was the delight of all. Even more so when Lord Vareth himself took a slice and found the first of 2 rubies buried within. How very clever of the Bossima to invent such a dish, the Cyrodiils agreed. I don't get it. Hang on. Go back. What time is it? I gotta get out of here. But hang on. Go back some more. Where is it? Where does it say that he got jewels? Jewels showed off his bejeweled earring, a beautiful, large, faceted ruby. Bath showed that he had a similar one. The 2 fat fellows left the room. And then he's appointed as Undrape. Undrape. And the rapper. So I think Scotty figured it out that the quote-unquote Unratha, I'm doing air quotes here, was in fact his 2 colleagues, Juris and Beth. And they were eating him? Because remember that it was really long? Yeah, where is it? A thick roasted lamb soup so long and thick that it covered several platters. So they were eating the... Wow, they were cannibals. Huh. That is the end of A Dance on Fire. That was a good story. I did like that. Especially the ending. What a M. Night Shyamalan twist at the end there. It's a shame that we're not going to be able to read the next series that shows the exploits of Democus Scotty until we play Oblivion. Or Skyrim. Whichever we play first. Which is probably going to be Skyrim. Now, I got a question. Yes. The question is, in 3rd Era 397, what exactly was happening? Well, I'm about to find out. 397. Battlespire takes place in 396. A shadow conflict being created by the ongoing war of the Benamak is destroyed by an unknown hero wielding the power of the 7-star teeth. So, okay. So, Arena actually takes place in 3rd Era 399. Jagathan is defeated, Osami is refounded. Mysterious Champion defeats the Battle Mage in the dungeons of the Imperial Palace and frees Emperor Uriel Septim VII from his other dimensional cell. Orsonium, Gortwog, Wasn't Gortwarg all about... Wasn't that Daggerfall? Yeah, when's Daggerfall set in? Daggerfall is set in... I'm not actually sure. The Tribunal loses Cagnac's tools. No, we don't care about that. We care about... Okay, so Daggerfall takes place in third area 405. Let's see. And the War of Bettany takes place in 402. Nafalga finds the Mantello in 401. There is... In 400... The 6th house takes Kuragagun. It says that Gortwarg refounds the nation of Orsunium. So, okay, so he starts in third era 399. But it's not until Daggerfall in 405, or sometime thereafter, when there's a possibility that he actually finishes it. Interesting. Alright, well, I'm done. Yeah, we're done. So this takes place before Arena. Yeah, a couple of years before Arena. Fair enough. Alright, but for now, my name is Leo, and I'll see you next time. Bye.